Right. Hey guys, today is a little different looking as you can see. I have altered where the camera angle is because I've changed everything around. You've got a bit more of a prettier, where is it? This one. A bit more of a prettier background. And also, because of that, I can adjust the height of the camera. It's just off to me. I think on my old channel and my old videos, that used to be a thing where I'd be off to the side. So hopefully I can look at you more rather than looking there. But as I said, because I moved some furniture around, the PC used to be sort of this wall here. You can see here. This is where the tower used to be with the camera facing that way. So different now. To the point of the video. I just wanted to get that out the way. Everything's different. It will stay this way. Right. Sorry. Need to clear my throat. Yes. Fill with coffee and nobody gets hurt. Irony being, it's tea. So, I bought some DVDs from Poundland yesterday because I thought, I got a bit of extra spending money. Poundland, they only cost £1, and these are all brand new, so they're either overstocked from somewhere or however Poundland gets their brand new DVDs. Who knows? But I picked up, what is it? I'm doing 2 now and 2 when I see them because that's how I'm going to do these. I'm going to do them as a mini review. Just move them out the way for a second because I've got some Stallone films. There's a 101 film called The House Across the Street. There's a film from Studio Canal called The Speak. I don't know what it is. My throat's going funny. And then as for today, we've got one from Anchor Bay called Zombie Killers, Elephant Graveyard. And then a Hammer film called Wakewood. So today's review is going to be the latter 2 movies I mentioned. Starting with Zombie Killers, Elephant Graveyard. Now, if you can see the names at the top there, if it focuses, focus. Well, 2 of them are easily recognisable. Why is it not focusing? Billy Zane, Dee Wallace, and Misha Barton. Now, I think Misha Barton was the OC. Can't remember, but I think she was the OC. One of those TV programs. Dee Wallace, more recently from Grimm, at least for me. But I remember her mainly as the mum in Cujo, as the reporter in The Howling, and I think she was the mum in Critters, the first Critters movie. Billy Zane, he's been in so many different things. I think he was in one of... Yeah, he's in one of the Scorpion King sequels. This is the most recent thing I can think of off the top of my head. But anyway, also starring in this, which surprised me, was Felissa Rose. Or is it Felicia Rose? I don't know. It's Felissa, so I can't remember how you pronounce her name, but I know her from Sleepaway Camp. So instantly, when I saw her name, she was the main reason I picked this up. And boy, her character is a nut job. Think of, the best way I can compare her character, if you've seen the Mist movie, Miss Carmody. Oh my god, that level of nuts. She plays the character so well, though. Anyway, so my little mini review of this. It's a mediocre, lackluster zombie horror. It's about on the same... If you watched this, you would think you were watching a Walking Dead wannabe feature film. I say Walking Dead wannabe because it's not really on the action or the creativity side of it. It's more just drama. It's a zombie drama that has a little comedy, lack of direction. It's like it's based around a small village called Elwood and a zombie infested world, and they're heading towards the little township. And it's rather confusing because it's like the leader doesn't care, but then eventually, I'm not going to spoil it for you. What happens, but I would say only watch this if you're a die-hard fan of The Walking Dead and any of the celebrities that I've mentioned. And I mean die-hard fan, because it's a slog. This is a slog. If I was to rate this movie out of 5, it would get a 2. If I was to rate it out of 10, it would get a 6. Basically that. There's some pictures for the back. I apologize for the light, but because the light that I was using is in the other corner, you got a sort of good picture of Billy. It doesn't want to focus. See, yeah, I'm going to have to do something to sort this out, because it'll focus on my face, at distance, but holding this up, you can't really get a good view of what it says on the back, can you? The special features are minimal on the DVD, but it's £1, so I wasn't expecting much. Overall, for an Anchor Bay release, nah, sorry folks. Now, the Hammer resurgence in the mid to late 2000s. Everyone who knows Hammer Horror knows them for their Dracula series, the Dracula series, Frankenstein series. I don't think they ever did a Wolfman. See, that's something that I've never really thought of. I've never actually thought about if they ever did a Wolfman, because they did a Frankenstein, Mummy, and Dracula. Don't think they ever did the Wolfman. They may have done an interpretation of it, but I don't know every single one of their films. I know they did the Ape Man. Was it the Ape Man? Or was that with Universal? See, now I'm just getting things mixed up myself. I need more of my wake up juice. Anyway, the resurgence. They came out with some really solid movies. The Women in Black movies, The Resident, the Let Me In remake. Oh boy. I've got the original here, so I'll show you the cover for the original. I have the original on Blu-ray. I also have the remake on Blu-ray, which I put back. So you have to bear with me for that, talking about it. It is a really solid, honourable remake. Matt Reeves really appreciated the original. So he actually cared for the original. So he honoured it. He didn't think, whatever, it's just a job. So that from Hammer came out, and it's a really good film. I saw Hammer on the back here, Hammer Studios. Was it on the front as well? Yeah, it's on the front. So I'll show you the front. Here you go. Wakewood. The dead should never be woken. Now, I didn't quite understand this, or the spirit aspect of it, the ghost. Essentially, a young couple lose their daughter because of a dog attack. It jumps forward, doesn't tell you how long, it just jumps forward in time. And they move to this village called Wakewood. And the mum stumbles upon a ritual where, I can't remember his name, but he's Beadle Bamford from Sweeney Todd, is commanding the ritual to raise the dead. That's how I'll put it, raise the dead. All you see is a person coming out of what looks like a charred corpse. They chop a side of it off, and the body comes all gooed up, sliding out. according to the law, they're only back for 3 days. So somehow the mum stumbles upon the story of what happened, and they make an agreement with. I'm going to keep calling him Beetle Bamford because I don't know his name. I apologise, mate. Don't know your name. It's on the back here. I'm pretty sure of it. Spall. Timothy Spall. Right, yes. Beetle Bamford is Timothy Spall. They make an agreement with him to bring back the daughter for 3 days. Problem is, during the initial meeting, they're like, how long has your daughter been gone? They can't have been a year or longer. It has to be under a year. So the dad, after the mum grimaces a little, the dad goes 11 months, 2 weeks, and a few days and that. So they agree. The girl comes back. Automatically, something is noticeably wrong with the girl. There's some tension from some of the village locals because they know something's wrong. They can see something's different. They try to convince the family to give up one of the days to return the daughter to the forest and get rid of her. And the dad's told there's going to be a price for what happened. So what happens? The little girl obviously suspects and starts killing people. But it's only like little by little. The village elder somehow gets away scot-free, but it ends with, I'm going to presume the 3 names on the front are the mother, the dad, and the village elder. So yeah, Aidan Gillen and Eva Berthistle. It ends. They finally somehow, the mum manages to convince the young girl to come close to her, and because she's leaving the boundaries of the village, the outer boundary of the village, the girl succumbs to her original cause of death. Dog bite wounds appear, and they bury her in the wood, and everything's all fine for a short period. They get up, they start hugging. The mum gets up, hugs the dad. All of a sudden, you see this. Hand comes up out of the earth, grabs the mum's ankle, pulls her in. Spoiler alert. The mother is then taken, and the leader says to the dad, you can dig all you like, you're not going to find either of them. And so time passes again, and the dad, managing to find some hair in a brush, says he wants to see his wife again. And because obviously she was only recently passed, she was also pregnant, comes back. And the last thing you see is, I don't know if it doesn't say whether time jumps forward. He does have slightly more grey hair, but she has, an obvious belly. And the last thing you see after she gets out the shower and walks into another room, I'm guessing preparing to go back to wherever they go back to, is it pans back to the dad, sat next to the bed, and the camera turns and looks down, and there's lots of surgical tools sort of laid out. And then it pans back up to the hallway where the mum has walked off, and you see the dad's face turn around because he's sort of just in the corner of the camera. You see his face turn around and looks directly at the camera. Cut to black. The end. No more. So, as a Hammer film, trying to, relive its olden creep factor days, it's alright, but it just lacked something for me. it was good. It's not amazing by any means. It just lacked something for me. I don't know how to describe it. It just it didn't it reminiscent of the older like the Creepy Village horrors, but there was just not enough to go, yes, fantastic. So for £1, I say that was worth it. For any more, I wouldn't. But it's going to sit nicely in my collection. And there's the back of it again. I know you can't really get a good view because the camera likes to focus on everything else. Oh, it's sort of focusing. But yeah, he's the dad. I recognise him from some things. I just can't remember what he's from. And typical with me and my reviews, I used to call them sloppy reviews. I'm not going to call them sloppy reviews from now on. I'm just going to call them quick reviews because essentially I don't research. I just go off of what I've seen. And I think that's the best way. I personally, this one is a good film. This one could have been so much better. It was a slog. I don't know if I'm going to watch this anytime soon again. This one, if Rose wants to watch it, I may watch it with her. But I rated the other one. I may as well rate this one. If it was out of 5, I would give this a 3. If it was out of 10, I'd give it a 7. Just could have been so much better. Could have been so much better. But both of these are supposed to be serious, non-comedies, proper serious movies. But there was some bits in this which were just too much of a parody. But anyway, that's both of these movies. There we go. And that'll be that quick review. That has gone on for 17 minutes, almost 20 minutes. See, no matter what I do, I end up dragging this on. So, there's that. I will continue with how everything's going. This is obviously going to stay as is. The light is obviously not... I turn this around. Haha. See? Notice the difference? What I had done is I didn't have the lamp facing out into me. I had the main part of the light behind the monitor. So when you don't see this one, but I wonder if you get a good view of this. It still doesn't focus? Still doesn't focus. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to turn that light back around. But so this is sort of how things are going to look. You may find behind me changes a little bit. But that's that. Remember to smile. Thank you for liking and subscribing. If you liked it, you liked it. If you didn't, you didn't. Leave a comment down below if you've seen either of these movies. Wakewood, Zombie Killers, Elephant's Graveyard. If you've seen either of them, if you haven't, and you have questions, just feel free to ask. Tomorrow's is going to be The Speak and House Across the Street. The House Across the Street has a nice slipcover, so I like that. Anyway, you guys take it easy, and I will see you tomorrow.